last week against Calgary. One change up front. And Keon Hatcher, we know what he can do catching the ball. Against Calgary in Kelowna game 1, he actually is 1 for 1 in throwing the football.
It was Cordell Jackson delivering that hit on Jermaine Jackson. A second and short coming up after that 8-yard pickup. And Rourke to Butler. He spins to avoid one tackle, and then a bunch of Elks wrap him up, and they take him down before he can reach the first down mark. We got a 3rd and short coming up here for BC.
There's great run defense up front by Edmonton. Good discussion with Ed Hervey before the game, the general manager for the Edmonton Elks, talking about wanting his team to be physical. They started that Winnipeg game in a real physical fashion. They're starting that one here against the run, and James Butler the same way.
And didn't get anything really, so it's a 3rd and 2. Taking no chances to punt the football. It's Carl Meyer standing inside his 20 with a lone returner back for Edmonton and Javon Lake, who moves over to his left and inside the 30 after a 51-yard punt lead from their 34. First possession Edmonton, trying to improve to 4-0. And faking to Rankin, looking to the right and a wide open receiver. That is the fullback, Skylar Griffiths, in his first year with Edmonton, and looks to have a first down.
You look at all the offensive linemen in this game today for both teams, and the top rated O-lineman is Carter O'Donnell at left guard for Edmonton, according to PFF. And there he is. I mean, that's the goal for the BC Lions on defense. Can they stop Justin Rankin? Cut down that average of 126 yards per game. Crazy.
Skylar Griffith, first year at a UBC, picked up the first down in a gain of 11, but short yardage there for Justin Rankin, as they do a good job, BC does up front.
One change up front, injury to Levi Bell on the defensive line for BC, so Matt Spatney will start at defensive end. Now they had Jackson Finley play that linebacker spot at the end of the last game against Calgary, with Deontay Williams going back to halfback and Josh Haggerty out of the UFS at safety. That's the way they're going to start. Mike Benavides' group will start in this one here tonight.
They gave him 1 yard. It's a 2nd and 9. Just across the 45. Fajardo to the right, and looked like he got hit a bit at the line of scrimmage. Closest to it coming in, the new BC defensive back on the corner, Stan Isho, but a big difference. There's the Elks are +6. This goes off the side of Jake Julian's foot. Rolls out of bounds, and a flag comes out.
If you're not winning.
Did you win? And they didn't last week. And a lot of Rourke's yardage, great day that he did have, came when they were down 3 touchdowns in the second half. So here we are in the first quarter, scoreless tie. BC with their second possession, a good place to start. Near midfield, rolling to the right, completes it 2, and down to the Edmonton 45 for Keon Hatcher.
Ed Hervey wants a physical defense. He got it out of Jordan Williams in the middle of that defensive line. What a hit on Brady Oliveira to start that game against Winnipeg last week. New middle linebacker. They're going to miss Nick Anderson. But Daryl Jabome, I think there's a lot of people very interested to see him play, and Cordell Jackson just has a nose for the ball. He is around the football every play.
Their starting middle linebacker, Nick Anderson, hurt a few weeks ago. And then Brock Mogensen injured last week against Winnipeg. Well, that's going nowhere. You talk about Jordan Williams and the big hit he had forcing a fumble on Brady Oliveira, and he's not letting Butler go anywhere.
Well, it really set the tone for the defense against the Bombers. And you know, that hit that he made on Brady Oliveira, I don't think I've ever seen Brady Oliveira get hit like that. Coughed up the football, turned into Edmonton. 3 points for Edmonton.
And a loss of a yard, and a 2nd down and 11 now. BC in the Elk zone, working against the wind at the 46. And Rourke. Nice catch going up for that is Justin McInnes, right near the first down mark. See where they spot this ball. Around the 35 and 11 yards. That's what they needed to get a first down.
Yeah, strong hands and going up and getting this one. I mean, J.J. Ross is in a great position right behind him. Just reaches beyond Ross's arm length.
Rourke to throw again on the first down. It is caught. On the far side, Keon Hatcher with another catch on this drive, and good pickup to set up a 2nd down and 5.
You know, basically bumped the slump of a 3-game losing streak to start the season. Scoring first will go a long, long way if the Lions can finish this drive, getting inside the red zone now.
They get it down to the 30. And for Buck Pierce, yes, a trying start. This is second season as a head coach in BC. And still looking for win number 1. Pressure coming. Rourke gets rid of it, and it's caught for a first down, too. That is Butler on the receiving end as this drive continues for BC.
A lot of different ways to get your tailback to football. Justin Rankin does it for Edmonton. Butler can do it too. Going tempo offense.
Down to the 24. Play action pass. Rourke trying to buy more time. And then he checks that one down to Butler again, who turns it up and gets another first down. Still on his feet before Cordell Jackson comes in and says, get out of bounds.
Yeah, the physicality. That's just a great football play by both guys. Butler out in the flat is the check down. He gets it, makes a man miss. Up the field, another guy miss. And watch this. Look out. Cordell Jackson's around the football.
Major foul. Unnecessary roughness. Edmonton number 13. The ball will be placed at the 1-yard line and a first down.
As announced by the referee Andre Preux, so looked like hard-hitting football to get him out of bounds, but he gets flagged for it, and now BC is a first and goal.
Yeah, I'm going to just say right out front, I disagree with that one. That's just good football, and Butler he lowers his pad level in his head. I mean, there's head contact, but Butler lowers it at the last second. There's no way that Cordell Jackson could make that adjustment on the fly, and he was well in bounds.
It would have to be the helmets coming in contact that'd be the reason for the penalty. So
that's the reason for it, but you can't avoid helmet-to-helmet contact. And he's saying that's just football, man.
Wants an explanation.
If he targets the head, with Butler upright, different story. But Butler lowers his pad level to take the hit, absorb the hit, and the helmets collide. That's why they wear them.
So down to the 1 and a first and goal. Nathan Rourke out of it, and it's Xander Horvath, the short yardage QB, picked up a touchdown this way before he has another one. After a couple of TDs last week, one receiving as well, Xander Horvath picks up the first points, and the BC Lions have themselves a lead to start off this touchdown Kelowna.
Now, I mentioned off the top, they haven't had a lead to end a quarter all season long in 3 games. So we'll see if they can hold this lead or add to it to try and bump the slump of a 3-game losing streak to start the season.
Well, in Saskatchewan in week 2, their opener, they fell behind, had to come back. They never were able to come back in Hamilton their next game. And then here in Kelowna a week ago against Calgary, they fell behind the Stampeders. They did briefly have the lead. The Elks, by the way, they've certainly trailed before and come back. And Leak let that one roll, and a near disaster coming in. Pierre Kameni, the rookie, to make sure that Leak didn't go any further, had to backtrack after taking that one off the hop. Both of the Lions working so far for BC as they've opened up with a touchdown. See what they can do defensively for Fajardo, who stands back to pass. He's airing it out deep left, and it is caught down at the sideline, and they're saying it's a catch. The Lions don't like it. Josh Haggerty in the coverage of Austin Mack, but a big first down for Edmonton.
Nice throw to the outside shoulder of Austin Mack on this corner route. He's got outside leverage. It's the safety that ends up getting to him, I believe.
They hurry up quickly after a 35-yard pickup to get it off and avoid a challenge, and they do. Rankin, they're all over him. 2 quickly on Justin Rankin, and then a third coming in to help for BC to make sure there's no gain there.
Clearly the Elks weren't sure if he was in bounds here, but Rankin does touch the toe. What concentration for Mack to go up, touch the toe, in bounds. You only need one. And make that catch.
That was what a terrific
Correct
look
ball, yes.
at what Rankin did, or what Mack did, getting his foot down. That was a complete pass up near midfield now. That one big play. Second down and long, Fajardo, and that is caught. It's Josh Cephas with the catch, shy of a first down. He gets it inside the Lions 50, And a 3rd and short is coming up here. They're still a couple of yards away.
Yeah, about a first down away from field goal range
Rolling
to
on
get
the field
started.
was an incomplete pass. Incomplete pass.
They're saying Cephas did not make the catch, so it's interesting, though, you say he's still shy of a field goal range.
Yeah.
It would have been about a 55-yarder. We were watching Blanchard with the wind at his back going that way, hitting them from that far comfortably with about 10 to. I'll be curious to see, depending on the situation, going that way if they do try something really long. Instead, though,
Keeps him just out of range. Yep.
yeah, too far now as Julian is in his last punt.
And the other two.
And Farhan, in terms of immediate personnel changes, a different returner, Jaden Williams, in there instead of Silas Bolden. Rourke passing. And a hit, and Robbie gets picked off. The rookie, Dariel Jabome, still on his feet, plowing his way inside the 10. We got a 1st and goal coming up here for Edmonton after a massive hit by Joel DeBlanco. Popped it up for Jabome. How about that moment at his first start?
Well, I said off the top that Jabome is a guy that everybody is interested in watching. He's at that middle linebacker spot for Nick Anderson. And yes, they'll miss Nick Anderson, but look at this hit right into the hands of Jabome. That's DeBlanco. This is that physicality. This is the NBA. Think back to their history. Hard-hitting linebackers.
And Nationals, too, a top pick overall. DeBlanco a few years ago, and this year, 3rd overall for Jabome. Fajardo, and that's in behind the intended receiver, Rankin. Coverage there from BC, and that's Parker McKenna getting the start at weak side linebacker in place of Ben Hladek.
Well, this is sudden change, and this is where Cody Fajardo needs to take advantage, punch it in the end zone for the major, tie this score up. And the Lions' challenge is to hold them to a field goal, but sudden change, so important to keep momentum. It's a momentum swing.
Well, a week ago, they got a big turnover in Winnipeg, got it down, goal to go, and ended up settling for a field goal, and they were angry about that. Big 2nd down here for both sides. Fajardo quickly, end zone, touchdown, Keon Julian Grant. And points off the turnover. The Elks make the Lions pay right away.
It's a quick game for Cody Fajardo, but a solid pocket, throwing lanes across the board. And the Lions secondary playing off a little bit, a little surprising down in that part of the field to give an underneath route that much room. Keon Julian Grant, big game against Winnipeg a week ago.
He did. He had 6 catches for 84 yards and some big ones in their winning drive, and that is first touchdown catch of the season. Working well with Cody Fajardo, and the point after for Blanchard, who puts it off to the right. That was the end. Mentioned with the breeze, he just put that one to the right, so Edmonton still trails. They do get on the board, a 7-6 ball game, BC.
Well, let's take another look at this Joel DeBlanco hit that creates the fumble, that creates the interception, I should say. Never touches the ground, and that leads to this throw to Keon Julian Grant for the touchdown. Sudden change, go in and score the major, and you grab momentum in a football game. Edmonton has it.
Fajardo to Keon Julian Grant was a good combination when they were in Montreal, and a very good one here in Edmonton. He takes that one in. First time he's found the end zone this year. The point after leaves them still a point behind, but the turnover ratio is talking about they are +7 to lead the Canadian Football League, and there's DeBlanco. First overall pick in the CFL draft a couple of years ago, earning a spot in that linebacking core. And as mentioned, they've had some key injuries there with Nick Anderson and Brock Moguson, and that gave Jabome a chance to make his first CFL start. The rookie, after the hit, got the pick, set them up, and Rourke will be getting ready to go on again now with just the 1-point lead.
Wow.
Booming kick with that breeze at his back for Blanchard. Taking it out of the end zone is Williams. The new returner for BC gets it up to about the 25, just shy of that as DeBlanco and the Elks hit.
Hasn't gone away either over the first 3 games of the season.
Up to the 24 now. The Lions, who by the way have won 12 of the last 13 games against Edmonton. Going back to 2021, it's Butler. Big carry and more. James Butler across the 45, close to the 50, and a 22-yard pickup.
It's a great double team at the point of attack for the Lions to try and spring James Butler. Double team coming here just to make sure that they take care of Jordan Williams in the middle. And patience from James Butler to press the line of scrimmage, allow that block up front to set up, and then hit the hole.
A gain of 22. Last week against Calgary, Butler had 6 carries for 20 yards. He's already passed that here in the first quarter on that 1 carry. And back to him. James Butler again! Could be time to say goodbye as Dart tries to catch him, and they do. Down inside the 10. 2 big runs. Biggest of the season for Butler. And he set up BC now in a 1st and goal.
Big boys up front getting it done. They're just washing out to their race.
A lot of the understandable hype heading into this game was a certain running back making big plays this season. Well, it's not Rankin so far. It is Butler setting him up deep in a 1st and goal now for Rourke. Faking to Butler. And that one, he wanted Jackson, and a defender right up against him. A little bit low and incomplete 2nd down.
I think it was Joe DeBlanco again that was coming up from the linebacking core and was going to get in the face of Nathan Rourke. He steps up, goes around the edge, and just makes his arm angle change. Can't complete that one. Doesn't want to get it knocked down.
They have already passed their rushing total that they had all season. And just a couple of plays to set them up here now. 2nd and goal, and the low snap. A look to the end zone. Oh no, just beyond the fingertips there of McInnes. Ross in on the coverage, along with Jackson.
This may seem subtle, Rod, but when you have a low snap in the shotgun for a quarterback, takes his eyes off the coverage. So one of the downsides of a shotgun is that you have to catch the ball first. And if that ball is low, that takes his eyes off the coverage, and then he just tries to throw basically double coverage by the time J.J. Ross falls underneath this corner route from McInnes. But that throws the timing.
21 years ago in this very field, the Surrey Rams won the BC Junior Championship with a kicker by the name of Sean White, now in his 17th year and back on this field to put more points on the board for BC. He later played here with Surrey against the Okanagan Sun in 2007, but he stays perfect on the season, and BC now has a 10-6 lead.
Yeah, listen, congratulations to Amar Doman, Dwayne Vanu, the president of the football team, and to all these fans in Kelowna. The panel talked about it in the pregame show, but boy, have they been great, generous with their time, wanted to say hi, talk football, a whole bunch of brand new fans, got a chance to talk to kids. The Lions stayed here between both games, had some team time, a couple of barbecues, practiced up here, and did a whole bunch of things in the community as well. So
that's terrific, and this is where it's different than any other neutral site game that you have back-to-back games here with a week in between. And Rankin going nowhere, lost yardage, and it's early. Darnell Sankey celebrating that, but BC is doing a very good job on number 5.
I'll tell you what, there's one guy that is tired of hearing about Justin Rankin when you're playing against him. That's Darnell Sankey, a guy that 3 times in his career has had over 100 tackles. That's a short list of players that have done that. Solomon Elimimian, one of them. Adam Big Hill, another. Former BC Lions. But Darnell Sankey, you know he's on a mission to try and control number 5.
A loss of 5 for number 5, Justin Rankin. 2nd and long, Fajardo. Underneath Austin Mack, another catch for Mack as he gets it up to about the 48. He had to get to the 50, needed 14 yards, so just shy of a 1st down with a few seconds left in this first quarter.
You know, when you look at this play, when they get Justin Rankin out of the backfield, the Lions right now are tracking him immediately because he's been dangerous with the ball in his hands through the air as well. In fact, on pace, I know it's early in the season, but on pace for 1,000 yards receiving, 1,000 yards rushing. And not many done that. But right now, the Lions strategically are trying to get to him immediately and shorten that space.
Last play, first quarter, and Cole Snyder in for short yardage, had to get to the 50, and it looks like he does. So quarter number 2 will begin with the Edmonton Elks trailing by 4, but with the football close to midfield. Gorgeous afternoon in Kelowna, BC, and the Lions, overall liking the start. They have the lead at the end of a quarter for the first time this season. 10-6 ball game.